This is David Bert with another stop along the way.
Now, the only other thing I have to tell you folks is, well, maybe you've already discovered that your tour guide's a little bit crazy. In case you haven't, you soon will. You see, you folks live in the year 2000. I don't. I live in the year 1939. I'm just out here visiting you folks. But when we go through the gate, you're going to be visiting me in 1939.
The tour of the 25-room mansion known officially as Death Valley Ranch, but more popularly as Scotty's Castle, is one of those experiences that people come back to relive time and again. Each of the tour guides, like Jack Van Essen, has his or her own style of presenting the estate that is both entertaining and informative, so every time you visit, you learn something different. And although the relationship between the two men responsible for its creation is the mainstay of the tour, I'd like to introduce you to the property itself.
In fact, let's go take a look at the inside of it, shall we, folks? This is called the living room, folks, or the Great Hall. It's given both names. It's really quite an amazing thing. That ceiling's got to be at least 25 feet up.
When you enter into the living room or Great Hall, you can see why this place is commonly referred to as a castle. Although the architecture of Death Valley Ranch is more in the style of a Spanish hacienda, the grandeur of this room is in keeping with a palace. The ceiling is composed of hand-hewn redwood beams, large enough to support a 20,000-pound roof. On the right as you enter the room is a fireplace that could house a small tree, and on the opposite wall is a red jasper waterfall of equal proportion. And hanging in the center of the room is a massive sculpted chandelier. Scotty liked to tell people that it was solid silver, but in fact it's wrought iron. One other aspect of this room ultimately impresses most visitors: the sheepskin leather curtains. Hand-stitched and hand-painted, they are worthy of close examination. And there you have the essence of this room: wood, leather, and wrought iron. But don't make the mistake of thinking that the decor here is that simple. A tremendous amount of care was put into decorating this estate.
You know, there isn't a stick of furniture in this house that came from a showroom floor. If Mr. McNeilage, the interior decorator, didn't find it over in Spain or Italy, Mr. Johnson went down to Los Angeles, bought interest in a furniture factory, and had to make it just to fit what he wanted.
It is that attention to detail that is often overlooked here. The story of the relationship between Albert Johnson and Walter Scott is so endearing that it overshadows the painstaking care that was put into realizing Mr. and Mrs. Johnson's vision for Death Valley Ranch. But in one of the rooms off the Great Hall, you can see that from the beginning, they knew exactly what they wanted.
Well, when they first built the house up here, and that was a garage out there, this was going to be the living room. So they put all that fancy carving up there and everything else just to give it that fancy look. Built a big, beautiful fireplace in here. Never used it, have they?
In this room, we see the hand-carved wooden ceiling, intricate imported Spanish tile, and specially woven Majorcan carpets that were chosen to help create a replica of a Spanish hacienda. And over the years, that attention to detail was never forsaken. When you visit the kitchen on the other side of the building, you'll find what is apparently a well dug in the corner of the room. It isn't a well, but were this a true Spanish hacienda, there would have been one there, and so, there it is.
Over here on the one side, we find a huge vase, or vase. It stands below the picture of the mother and the child. That frame and picture itself are exact copies that are hanging in the Pitti Palace in Florence right now, and it's probably the most valuable thing in the castle.
Because of its isolated location, the Johnsons never intended to furnish the mansion with valuable artwork, even though, like this Madonna and Child, there are some gems hidden among the pretenders. Everything here was chosen not because of its monetary value, but for its appropriateness to the decor. You see, there was always a vision here, and depending upon your tour guide, each time you visit this place, you'll learn something different about that vision. But more importantly, you'll learn about the two men responsible for the creation of this estate, Albert Johnson and Walter Scott. And with the help of your tour guide, you'll come to understand that this is more than an American castle. This place is a testament to two men who found that their friendship was the most valuable thing they owned.